Now, this is chapter 2 and 7. If I can sim, by the way. Right, of course. Before I do that, and it's a little bit familiar, it's kinda obvious. I know. I figured out what to do. And also, I still have it here. But that's okay from now on. Yep, it does. Before I know this, and I was right. So it's kinda obvious also. Because I don't want to right now.
With Angie, find top-rated pros in your area. Plus, compare quotes and pricing to help you get all your jobs done well.
He's resurfaced my flooring, he's done plumbing work.
I knew it's going to be done right. I was able to sit back and let them do what they do.
With top-rated pros in over 500 categories.
Oh, yep, there he is. Dun dun dun. Wow, cool, right? That's who I got. Yep. Anyways, it's a little bit familiar, but that's kind of obvious. And there it is. Alright then. Whew, I splint a lot, by the way. But I figured out what to do if I can sim. Right, of course. And okay, so we'll head to later. I got a lot of things to do, so that's okay from now on. It was getting noticed. Right, of course. Oh, yep, there it is. I don't get around here that much. There, that should do it. Now, what should I do? Oh, wait. There, that should do it. So, if I had to weigh, I just don't know what it just has to. Before it does. Yep. I don't get around here that much, so that's okay. Yep. Yeah, if I can see him, I guess it does. Right, of course. I have no clue that this is not supposed to happen before it does. Yep. Alright then. So I know what to do. Okay, I need to make sure. There, that should do it. Okay, so that's kind of obvious. Also, because I don't want one out. Yep. Ooh, okay. Wait a minute, Tails the Hedgehog? Yep. So, you Charizard? Yep. I can see it's kinda obvious if I have to. Not yet, definitely. Of course. I know, that's supposed to happen for Murrier. And for Murrier, you didn't know this, right? I was gonna know this. Right, of course. If I guess him. How do you know this? I don't know. I experienced that before, by the way. Before I know this, if I can see him visually. Right, of course. I know, that's supposed to happen. If I can see him. Right, of course. I know, definitely. If I can see him, by the way. It's kinda obvious, also. If I can see him visually. Because I have no idea if I can see him. Yep, because I have no idea if I can see him, right? How do you know this? Because I was gonna know eventually if I can see him. By the way, it's kinda obvious also. I know, right? Yes, it does. I don't get around you that much. If I can see him. Right, of course. I know that's supposed to happen. From earlier, visually. Right, of course. I know it's kinda obvious, by the way. If I have to, visually. If I can see him. Yep. It was kinda obvious. I know. You sprint a lot, by the way. Not yet, definitely. Of course. I know, that's supposed to happen. Familiar, by the way. If I can assume. How this supposed to happen? I know. Right, of course. If I can assume, by the way. I guess it's kind of obvious. I know, eventually. If I can assume. Right, of course. If I can assume. Right. How do you know this? I don't know. This puts a lot, by the way. And that's supposed to happen from earlier. Okay. I know, right? If I can assume immediately. I was gonna know this. Until that's supposed to happen from earlier. If I can assume. Alright, of course. Knew this was supposed to happen. If I can assume. Yep. Because I was gonna know this. Until that's supposed to happen. Yep. Because it does, by the way. If I can assume, eventually. If I was gonna know this. Before I dies. Yep. I can assume I don't want to win ideas. But I spend a lot, by the way. If I have to, eventually. Alright, of course. I knew this was supposed to happen. Yep. It's kinda obvious, isn't it? Okay. For some reasons, by the way, I was gonna know this until that's supposed to happen. It was kinda obvious, also. Before I know this. Right, of course. I know that's supposed to happen from earlier. If I was gonna know this eventually. Before I know this. Right, of course. If I can assume. Yep, because it's kind of obvious. Not yet, eventually. Right, of course. I know, that's supposed to happen, definitely. Right, of course. If I can assume, before it does, by the way. If I can assume, by the way, it's kind of obvious, also. Because I was gonna know this eventually. Until that's supposed to happen. Yep, before it does. If I can assume, by the way, it was kind of obvious. Also. Because I was gonna know eventually. Until that's supposed to happen. Yep, it was kind of obvious also. Because I don't want to win ideas. Yep. Because I was gonna know this eventually. Until that's supposed to happen. Yep. Because I was gonna know this. If I could assume. Yep. Because I was gonna know this eventually. Right, of course. How do you know this? Because I don't know eventually. If I could assume. But was gonna know this. I guess that's true. It's kind of obvious, also. I don't want to win out before, by the way. If I could assume. Yep, it does. But it's kind of obvious, also. So, how do you know this? I know. It was kind of obvious, also. If I could assume. And before I know this, I still have it here. Whoa! Cool, right? That's all I got. And also... Whoa! Cool, right? Before I know this, by the way. Right, of course. I know, that's kinda obvious, also. If it was gonna assume. Right, of course. I know, eventually. If I could assume that's kinda obvious, also. Cause I don't know what the idea is visually. What you do? Yep, it does. Also, I don't want to win out from Murray here. Before it does, by the way. Alright, of course. I know, that's supposed to happen. But that's still true, by the way. Hey, if I could see him, I guess that's still true, by the way. Wait, you do? Yep, before it does. If I could assume that's kinda obvious, so. Cause I don't know what it is. Right, of course. I know, visually. If I can see him. Yep. Before it does. If I can see him visually. Right, of course. I know, that's supposed to happen from earlier. Before I know this, by the way. It was kinda obvious, isn't? Not yet, visually. Of course. If I could assume it was kinda obvious. If I have to visually. If I was getting some ideas. Yep, if I could see him. Right, of course. I know, it's kinda obvious also. Because I was gonna know this eventually. Until that's supposed to happen. Also, I spoons that from earlier. Right, of course. How do you know this? I know, it's kinda obvious, by the way. If I have to visually. Right, of course. I know, that's supposed to happen from earlier. If I could see him visually. I was getting some bad ideas until that's supposed to happen. Yep, because it does, by the way. Because it was kinda obvious. Because I was getting noticed visually. Because I could see him visually. Because I could see him visually. Because I have no idea. Yep, if I could see him. Right, of course. Because I have no idea. Yep, because I can see him visually before I know this. Because I can see him visually. Right, of course. How that's supposed to happen? Because I don't know this visually. Right, of course. If I can see him visually before I know this. Right, of course. You have no idea. I know, visually. If I can assume that's kind of be honest, by the way. If I can see him. I didn't tell you later. Whew. I was gonna spoon about this place. From earlier. Yep. Did I miss a part? Right, of course. If I can see him. If I can see him. Right, of course. Okay. Well, I was gonna know this until that's supposed to happen. Yep, before it does. If I could assume, I guess that was cool, right? I know. It's kinda obvious also. Cause I don't want no ideas, okay? If I could assume, I was gonna know this. Until that's supposed to happen. Yep. Before I know this, by the way. It was kinda obvious also. Cause I don't know what that is. Yep. If I could assume. Right, of course. I know, eventually. Wait, so, you consume?